So it was December 19th, 2009. I would never forget that day. It was the day when I literally had death right before my eyes. It was the day when my husband had to shield me with his own body because we didn't know if this person was going to shoot or not. If this person was going to hurt me or him or anything. Like, we didn't know what was going to happen next. It was December 2009. My husband and I, we worked at this cell phone store. And usually companies don't allow relatives, to work together because, just to avoid the problems. But this was a small, this was just one of those mama papa shops, just happens to have a name behind it. And the company we work for, it really doesn't matter. What matters is that what I'm about to describe to you was a life and death situation. A couple days before that, we had a group huddle, like a meeting. It was right before, it was during the holiday season. I don't know if it was the night before or a couple days before. The point being is that our boss told us if we were to be ever put in a situation where we have to give up accessories, phones, money, or anything from the store, we voluntarily, hands up in the air, give it up. Don't try to be a hero, just give it up. Little did he know that days after, a week, or I don't know how far from that conversation we had, it's as if he had this instinct like something was gonna happen. I'm not saying that he knew about it, because that's not the case. It's just the holiday season. There's a lot of bad people and a lot of people that choose to take rather than to earn and purchase stuff. They want the easy way out. And it just so happened that day we were the third store to get hit by the same person, with the same group of people, because later we found out that it wasn't one person, it was several. The amount of people behind this act is still unknown to this day, because I went to the police station, a couple times. I think it was 2 or 3 times. And before that, and after that, there was like police coming, going a lot to the business, just to check that we're okay. From a distance, going like this, 4 means okay, type of thing. It was like a code, And it was December 19th, 2009. Let me tell you, it was literally, what is it, like a week or, no, not a week. Maybe 2 weeks from the day I got married. We didn't have a honeymoon. We ended up spending most of our money towards furniture and, just stuff we needed for the apartment that we had just gotten a month before our wedding. We used it to buy, essentials and whatnot. Not trying to leave the subject or anything, but we had just gotten married. We didn't really have much planned. We just knew we wanted to be together, and we're together. We're still together, thank God. But if it weren't, I don't even know how to say this. I don't even know how this all came about, honestly. I just remember thinking to myself, sorry, I'm kind of polishing my nails right now. Thinking to myself, you know, God is so big and wonderful. He was there protecting us, making sure that that person didn't lose control. Honestly, this was my first time seeing a gun up close like that. I've seen it before, you know, when it's career day in school, you know. This is like back in elementary when they show you, like, you know, like the police officer has this, like, you know, his little armor thing, you know, the belt he wears around his waist with, like, pepper spray, the handcuffs, and all that stuff. I'd seen a gun before, but it was never this close. Or this close. It was placed on my back. It was placed on my head. It was placed on my husband's head. And at that moment, I didn't know if that trigger was going to be pulled. Or if I was going to see another day. I remember being so scared. I was mad at myself for the longest, you know? Because normally I'm the kind of person that if I see danger, I find a way to get out of it, like, fast, you know? If I smell danger at a distance, I try to react. I try not to show emotions. I try to not show the enemy my weakness, my fear. I try to shield myself, you know, put that poker face that they say, you know, that kind of like, excuse me type of face, like, no. But at that very moment, I remember I was on the phone trying to fix a customer's phone line. There was a promotion, I remember, and there was like the 4 lines for $100 going on, and this family bought their phones at different stores, and they just wanted to connect them there or something like that. I really don't remember exactly. I just remember I was fixing this for them over the phone, and I was on the customer service line. Mind you, I think this was partly on our behalf. It was, I don't know, it's just, you know, when this has never happened to you before, you don't think that little hints of where the money is can tell, like, the person that's trying to attack a store or whatnot, where it is. I had an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardboard right in front of my desk area that showed everybody where the paying area is, basically telling people where the money is, like where you have to go line up to pay your phone bill, an accessory, or anything like that. The other 2 registers were empty. No money was in there. There was, you know, it was just the register where I was at. That day was pretty busy, and I was always the one taking care of the over the phone stuff, because my husband was always, you know, bam, 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 sell, gives me the money, and I am the one that, you know, usually had to put it away, or he would put it away. But I remember that day we were so busy, we never had the chance to go put money away. So that day, the guy comes in. It was raining outside. It was a very cold day, so we had the door closed. We had the heater on, just a little, you know, just a little bit, because it was really cold. And actually, we didn't have the heater on. We just had the door closed, so the air wouldn't come in. And this guy came in. I saw him. I was like, hello, welcome. And my husband, he stood up, because he was sitting down. He stood up, and he was like, how may I help you? And I'm on the phone this whole time. I'm like this on the phone, and I'm looking at the guy, and I'm looking at my husband. You know, they're exchanging words. At this point, this guy was looking in the accessory aisle, And then after, you know, he looked at me, he's kind of like grinned, you know, like kind of like, you know, like kind of not interested, smiles. He looked straight at kind of looked away from me. And I looked down, and I kept writing down the stuff that the agent over the phone was telling me. And it was so fast. I didn't even get a chance to react. Like, I honestly didn't. He came right around. Like, imagine, like, where right now I'm sitting down. Imagine there's like a little gap. Well, there is a gap right here. So this gap is where you can go to the back room. The back room where we have all of our accessories, all our phones, the safe, computers, just a bunch of stuff, even our restroom. He comes in around me, and the first thing I hear is a big dong. So I'm on the phone, and I see him approaching my desk area, and I'm like, may I put the phone down a little bit? I was like, may I help you? And he looks at me, and when I hear the sound, I look down and I see the gun. It's pointing straight down. And I was like, in my head, I was like, oh my God. I didn't even finish talking to this person over the phone. I literally hung up. I was so scared out of my mind. I hung up the phone. So I hang up the phone, and I get up, like, instantly. I'm up. Like, I didn't know, like, what was going to happen. This is a weapon right in front of me. My husband and I are there. Nobody else. And it was in broad daylight. That's the thing. It's like, I didn't feel safe. At this point, I didn't know if the person was going to shoot, was going to hurt me, hurt my husband, or what it was. I just knew it was my husband and I in the store, and something bad was going on. So my heart starts racing. I can hear my heartbeat. And man, I think there's gonna be like a part 2 of this video, because I'm like overextending the story. I'm sorry. I'm just going into real detail, just trying to talk through. So let me cut it here, and I'll continue in the next video.